Life for All presents Daily Food series, The Word of Life, The Fellowship of Life, and Living Stones for the Edification, the Epistles of John and Peter. Title of Book 3, Choose Life, by Pedro. Week 1, Giving Our Lives for the Brothers and Sisters. Tuesday, the ambitious Lucifer became the wicked one. Read with prayer. I will declare the decree. The Lord has said to me, You are my son. Today I have begotten you. Ask of me, and I will give you the nations for your inheritance, and the ends of the earth for your possession. Psalm 2, verses 7 and 8. In our natural man, we are selfish. We only love ourselves, and we cannot love our neighbor as ourselves. The Apostle John stated that Cain was of the wicked one. 1 John chapter 3, verse 12, referring to Lucifer, one of the first angels created by God. He was made perfect, beautiful, and full of wisdom. But he rebelled against the Lord and became an opponent. He became Satan, which means adversary of God. Because he occupied a high position due to his perfect creation, he exalted himself, wanting to be like the Most High. Isaiah chapter 14, verses 13 and 14. He longed to be chief among the angels and to sit beside the Most High on the Mount of Congregation, on the farthest sides of the north, where God's throne is. He supposed that without him, God could not rule over creation. However, God had already determined in his eternal purpose that Christ would reign over the nations, as it is written in Hebrews. God, who at various times and in various ways spoke in time past to the fathers by the prophets, has in these last days spoken to us by his Son, whom he has appointed heir of all things, through whom also he made the worlds. Chapter 1, verses 1 and 2. When man ate of the fruit of the tree forbidden by God, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, he opened the door for sin to enter the world, and through sin, death entered. Romans chapter 5, verse 12. Satan, as ruler of this world and of the leaders of the nations, has gradually developed his plan to incite humanity against God and Christ. Psalm 2, verses 1 through 3. Jesus Christ came to reign for God, and the day will come when God will establish his righteousness and enthrone his Son as king over the nations. Verses 4 through 7. Jesus, being God, came as a man, humbled himself, and emptied himself as a servant. Philippians chapter 2, verses 5 through 8. After his death, God resurrected him and made him king, giving him the nations as his inheritance. Psalm 2, verse 8. Because of his hatred, Satan did everything he could to have Jesus killed. He injected this hatred into Cain, who became very angry with Abel, his brother, and killed him. Genesis chapter 4, verses 4 and 5. Cain was jealous of his brother, and envy engenders hatred, and hatred engenders murder. However, God had mercy and tried to help Cain. So the Lord said to Cain, Why are you angry? And why has your countenance fallen? If you do well, will you not be accepted? And if you do not do well, sin lies at the door, and its desire is for you, but you should rule over it. Verses 6 and 7. God gave Cain the opportunity to stop hating his brother, and not to allow Satan to inject into him the same anger he had against Christ, God's anointed. God warned him that sin would be at the door if he continued to hate his brother. Sin here is personified. It is a person, the devil, the one who instigated Cain. If Cain allowed sin to work in his heart, he would fall. But if he turned to God, he would be accepted. Its desire is for you, but you should rule over it. Genesis chapter 4, verse 7. The expression desire in the original Hebrew denotes a kind of greediness, a longing that is difficult to control. However, Cain did not take advantage of the opportunity that God gave him and killed his brother. This is why God attributed the responsibility for this murder to the devil, who was a murderer from the beginning. John chapter 8, verse 44.